It is officially the end of an era. The Detroit Red Wings have played their final game at Joe Louis Arena. We have highlights, reaction, and Larry Figurski live in Detroit. With the lights turning out on the Red Wings' time at Joe Louis Arena, we will take you back in time. A journey through the most memorable moments in the history of the Joe. Larry Figurski has that story. A Masters champion was crowned at Augusta National Golf Club. Highlights from the final round, and who claimed the green jacket for the first time in his career. The Detroit Tigers in the midst of a 4-game series with the Boston Red Sox at Comerica Park. Did the bullpen hold up today? Highlights of who won the Sunday matinee. And the Detroit Pistons close out their time at the Palace tomorrow night, but today they were in Memphis against the Grizzlies. All that and more next on Sports Overtime. Welcome to Sports Overtime. I'm Zach Sapanik. Thanks for staying up late with us. What a memorable day in Detroit, the final game ever played by the Red Wings at historic Joe Louis Arena. The Wings welcomed the New Jersey Devils to the Grand Old Barn, closing out 38 years of play at the Joe. The festivities began long before the action, however, as this afternoon the Red Wings rolled out the red carpet outside of the arena for the last introductions. Greats of the past as well as players of the present made their way into the Joe one final time, the start of a very emotional night. To the action. And there it is, the final face-off at center ice. First period, in his 80th game of the year, Riley Sheahan, behind the net, works to the front and lights the lamp. His first goal of the season. How fitting is that? Red Wings up 1-0. Still in the first. Tomas Tatar called for cleanup duty. He rams the rebound home, his 25th goal of the year. 2-zip Red Wings at that point, and there's no other way to put it. The Joe was simply rocking. To the second, in his 1,000th career game, becoming the 7th player to reach that mark in a Red Wings uniform, the captain gets in on the fun. Henrik Zetterberg takes the feed, finds the back of the net. 3-0 Red Wings, and they would not let that lead disappear. Late third, 3-1 Detroit advantage. Beautiful puck movement. Sheahan on the other side of the goal. Power play score. The last goal at the Joe belongs to Riley Sheahan. I can't even do it justice. The Detroit Red Wings say goodbye to Joe Louis Arena with a 4-1 win. And our very own Larry Figurski was in attendance at the final Red Wings game ever at Joe Louis Arena. He has more from the Joe. Larry?
Yeah, very emotional finish at least, Zach, to what really was a pretty festive and fun day here at Joe Louis Arena, and a fun evening as well. You know, whether you were a player, a fan, a media person, or just an employee of the team, this night was really about everybody, and the players pointed that out. You showed some of the red carpet arrival earlier that we showed you this afternoon, and that was really such a neat thing for all the fans that had come out there. But was afterwards when the 70 to 90 former players joined the current players and coaches and staff members and front office executives taking to the ice for a special closing ceremony. From Steve Yzerman to John Ogrodnik and Nick Lidstrom to Nick Libet. Each introduced, most to a thunderous ovation. There were also speakers. Former and longtime captain Steve Yzerman spoke for a while, as did Scotty Bowman. And then 5 players got on stage for a bit of a Q&A, which was really fun as they got into particular stories, especially with guys like Darren McCarty, Mike Verdon, Tomas Holmstrom, Mickey Redmond, and West Michigan's own Justin Abdelkader. And those stories generated lots of laughs. And altogether, the other players on the ice, the other execs in the building, and the 20-plus thousand here had a chance to say goodbye to their home, their hockey collective home of 38 years.
We talk all the time about how lucky we are to play and work and coach for the Detroit Red Wing organization. We embrace the great history that we have here. You've got so much history beyond this building, but certainly in this building. And to have so many great players back, Thomas Holmstrom was able to do the starting lineup for us tonight. It was awesome just to see how many proud Red Wings there are. It's a great reminder for our guys what a special place we have. The atmosphere in the building was incredible.
What an awesome atmosphere tonight. You know, it's just the fans. I mean, I can't say it enough how special they've made this building. Obviously, the Joe has been historic and seen so many great championship teams and great teams in general, and Hall of Famers, some of the best players to play the game.
And of course, like Abby said, can't say enough about our fans just coming into the building tonight. People lined up outside the Joe. You know, you had goosebumps seeing that. That was very special, and I think something that we will forever bring with us.
There's a lot of things I'll remember in my career, and it's definitely one of them. I mean, I guess in the bigger picture, it's unfortunate that they came so late. That's the one thing that goes through my mind. But it is pretty cool, and it's something I'll definitely take with me for the rest of my career.
I don't remember being that happy for an individual scoring a goal. I don't even remember last time. I don't know, maybe when Nick scored his hat trick, I don't know. But that was really special for him to get us started, and get the last one was just so fitting.
Obviously, we wanted to, give our best effort, and sometimes games don't fall your way when that happens. But we're just so thankful we were able to win this game and win it for the fans, for the city of Detroit. Everyone that's made this building so special, and it was fitting for Z to play his thousandth game tonight, last night at the Joe, and with the ceremonies and Stevie Y coming out, it was just walking in at the beginning with the red carpet. It was just, there's so many memories that I think guys will take and hold on to forever, and it's very this building's very deserving. It's been very special.
Well, Zach showed Riley's goal, and Sheahan alluded to it. He now the answer of a trivia question is the last guy to score a goal in this building. The first, by the way, Brian Sutter of the St. Louis Blues back in 1979. Plenty of chills all around tonight, Zach. For me personally, when I walked in, the first thing I thought about was the first game I came here to Joe Louis Arena, I was a 15-year-old kid. Tonight I'll walk out a 52-year-old father of 2 adult children, but like so many other people, with a ton of great memories created in this building. Soon, the familiar chants will go silent. During the past 37 years, more than 27 million people have watched a Red Wings game from the seats at Joe Louis Arena. By Monday, the building that housed so many memories for so many Michiganders and other Red Wing fans will sit still until the wrecking ball comes calling sometime late this fall.
I've had a lot of good memories, whether it was in my youth days playing college hockey here or with the Red Wings. So it's meant a lot to me, and it's been a special place.
The Red Wings played their first game at the Joe Louis Arena on December 27, 1979, a 3-2 loss to the St. Louis Blues. All told, the Wings will have played 1,633 regular season and postseason games at the Joe, 173 in the playoffs en route to 6 Stanley Cup finals hosted here, 4 of which ended with the Red Wings hoisting the cup twice on the ice at the Joe. The first in 1997, ending the team's 42-year championship drought.
Steve Yzerman raises the chalice above his head. The flashballs all around the Joe Louis Arena.
I loved playing here. The simplicity of the building is what was great about it and why it lasted so long. And the atmosphere in the building, the fans are right on top of you. The ice was always good. The boards were good.
Along the way, there had been monumental moments. Then soon-to-be 52-year-old Gordie Howe's long-awaited return to Detroit and near 5-minute standing ovation at the NHL All-Star Game in 1980. Steve Yzerman's franchise record 65-goal and 155-point season in 1988-89.
Yzerman, he's in, he's gone!
Sergei Fedorov's MVP season of 93-94. The Wings' NHL record-setting 62-win season in 95-96, highlighted by Steve Yzerman's iconic Game 7 double overtime playoff win over St. Louis.
Taken by Yzerman, cuts behind Cicerelli, fires again!
Sergei Fedorov's epic 5-goal game against Washington in the fall of 96.
Drop pass, Fedorov, score!
The brawl between the Wings and Avalanche in March of 97.
And now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux. And look who came all the way out to try to help, Patrick Waugh.
And arguably the greatest roster in NHL history, the 2001-2002 championship team that featured now 10 Hall of Famers and famously chased Patrick Waugh with a 7-0 win in Game 7 of the conference finals.
Centering pass on the power play. Score!
But the Joe was also home to the worst team in Red Wings history, the 85-86 Wings, who won just 17 of 80 games and finished with a league-worst 40 points.
Here's a steal by Skriko.
And there was near tragedy when defenseman Yuri Fisher collapsed on the bench in cardiac arrest in 2005.
Oh, boy. That's a scary scene.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy.
Oh, my.
He would survive, yet never played again. It is the last of the NHL's great old barns. It is classic, yet outdated. What it lacks in amenities, and that is most, it makes up for in character. Still among the best overall sightlines in the league, with fans so close to the ice. But its seats too small, its concourses too narrow, and its restrooms way too few. Its tiny press box literally an afterthought, forgotten in the original plans. Yet, its often cinder block walls lined with 91 years of franchise history. Names, pictures, and even statues of Red Wings Stanley Cup champions, individual award winners, and even a reminder of the great old Red Barn it replaced in 1979, the Detroit Olympia. Under the leadership of late owner Mike Ilitch, the Joe was home to the rebirth of a once proud franchise. From the end of the Dead Wing era, the worst period of Red Wings hockey, to the greatest run in franchise history. 25 straight playoff appearances, 4 Stanley Cup titles in 11 years, hundreds of octopi, and millions of memories. And that chant and several others belted out several times here tonight. You know, for a game that really didn't mean anything in the standings, certainly it was a playoff-type atmosphere. And when it was all over, they sent the folks home with a song. Of course, Journeys Don't Stop Believing in one collective, born and raised in South Detroit. Great way to say goodbye to the last great old barn in the NHL. Live in Detroit, Larry Figurski, 24-hour News 8 Sports Overtime. Zach?
Thanks so much, Larry. We have come to our first break. Coming up on the other side, the Detroit Tigers and Boston Red Sox did battle at Comerica Park. Who came out the victor in Game 3 of the 4-game series? Tomorrow is the final game at the Palace, but tonight, the Detroit Pistons were in Memphis. Highlights from their contest with the Grizzlies. And the Masters has a new champion. Find out who claimed the green jacket. Highlights, reaction from the final round at Augusta. All coming up on Sports Overtime. Sunday at the Masters, there's really nothing like it. Final round taking place today at Augusta National Golf Club with Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler near the top of the leaderboard. Some big names, but the final group featured Justin Rose in the foreground and Sergio Garcia in the background. To Fowler on the 12th. His tee shot struck well, but comes up short. Finding the greenside bunker, he would bogey the hole and finish +4 on the round. Staying on the same hole. And then same situation as a year ago for Spieth. And guess what? It would be the same result. Tee shot lands nicely, looks like it might hang on, but an unlucky break. Spieth finding water on the 12th as he was 3 over on the day. But it all came down to Garcia and Rose. On 15, Garcia drops in the eagle to take a 1-stroke lead at that very moment. But right after that, Rose birdied 15, and then again on 16 right here to reclaim the lead. So it all came down to the 18th after Rose dropped a shot on 17. Birdie attempt on the final hole just misses. Would have put some major pressure on Garcia, who has a birdie try of his own for the win. Same story, though, as the door of opportunity slammed shut. So Garcia and Rose went to a playoff squared at 9 under. First hole. Rose's drive found the pine needles. He was forced to punch out. Not the greatest effort. Meanwhile, Garcia's second shot, take a look at this. He's going to remember this shot for a long time. He turned in this beauty, knocking it close. And then a putt of a lifetime for Garcia, once and for all for Sergio. Around the lip and down. So the Spaniard wins the Masters and claims his first green jacket. Garcia also becomes the 3rd Masters champion from the country of Spain. One of the others was the late Seve Ballesteros, and quite ironic that today, Ballesteros, Garcia's idol, would have turned 60. For Garcia, his first Masters win comes in his 19th appearance in the major, the most needed to get a Masters win.
It's been such a long time coming, and I thought I had it on 18. I thought I hit the pad exactly where I wanted. I practiced that pad in the practice round, and it breaks left, and for some reason it didn't. But you know, I knew that I was playing well. I felt today, I felt the calmest I've ever felt on a major Sunday.
When we come back, the Detroit Pistons were walking in Memphis. How did they fare against the Grizzlies? Next on Sports Overtime. Tomorrow is the final game at the Palace, but tonight the Detroit Pistons met up with the Memphis Grizzlies in the City of Blues. Let's head down to Memphis for some hoops. Early first, Tobias Harris inside to Andre Drummond. He spins, hits the turnaround jumper. Pistons were on an 8-0 run to jump out to a 4-point lead. Late in the second, though, Andrew Harrison to Mark Gasol at the top of the arc. Bingo from downtown. Memphis was up 12, but in the second half, big third quarter from the Pistons. Ish Smith to Tobias Harris on the wing from beyond the arc. Nails it. Pistons were only down 2. Then late in the third, Bino Udrih to Reggie Bullock. Takes the feed, knocks it down from downtown, part of an 18-5 Pistons run as they go on to win it 103-90. How about some history in Denver, Oklahoma City, and the Denver Nuggets? Early in the second, Denver down 1. Wilson Chandler from deep. The Benton Harbor native filling it up. Denver up 2. Under 2 to play in the first half. Victor Oladipo drives, misses. Russell Westbrook there to tip it in. One of his 16 rebounds in the game and 2 of his 50 points. Second half, Gary Harris to Wilson Chandler, the Michigan State product, to the Benton Harbor native. Downtown, 8-point lead for the Nuggets. Late in the third, Danilo Gallinari. He had 34 deep 2. Denver led by 13, but 2 minutes to play in the third. Screen and roll. Westbrook to Enes Kanter. That was his 9th assist in the game. 1 more for the triple-double, and he would get it with under 5 to play. Samaj Christian in the corner. 10th assist, 42nd triple-double for Westbrook, but he was not done. Gets the inbounds pass, drives and scores to cut the Denver lead to 2, and then with 3 seconds to play, takes the feed, and from well beyond the arc, a game winner. 50 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. Russell Westbrook passes Oscar Robertson for the most triple-doubles in a season with 42. Thunder win 106-105.
My motto is why not, and I always stick by it, regardless of what people say, what is possible, what's not possible. I continue to think why not, and continue to strive to be the best I can be. It's amazing. It's something I never could dream about as a kid, man. I'm just very thankful and blessed to be able to go out and compete at a high level, at the highest level, and just thankful for my teammates, my coaching staff, my fans, my family, and just thank God for my blessings each and every day.
We conclude Sports Overtime next with a look at America's pastime. We head to Detroit, Comerica Park, to see how the Tigers fared against the Red Sox, after the break. With the focus today on the Red Wings and Joe Louis Arena, and rightfully so, the Detroit Tigers entertained the Boston Red Sox at Comerica. Game 3 of the 4-game set featured southpaw Daniel Norris against reigning Cy Young winner and former Tiger Rick Porcello. Bottom 1. First pitch to Miguel Cabrera. He takes it the opposite way. Snaps a 0-for-12 slump to start the year, and Ian Kinsler likes what he sees. So first and second for the Tigers, a couple batters later, Justin Upton right back up the middle. Nicholas Castellanos racing around third to score the first run of the game. Kinsler even more excited. Bottom 4. Tied at 2 now. Kinsler at the dish, sends a shot to left center. Andrew Romine scores his second run of the game. And for Kinsler, it was his second RBI of the day. Then to the 7th, squared at 3. Nicholas Castellanos breaks that with a bomb to left field, his second home run of the year. That made it 4-3. Advantage Tigers, but Boston had an 8th, knotted at 4. Sandy Leone, liner to right center, 2-run single, put the Red Sox out front to stay. They tamed the Tigers this afternoon, 7-5, the final. Well, we are down to the final seconds of Sports Overtime. On behalf of the entire production crew and my awesome photographer and editor, Austin Wittenbach, thank you for watching Sports Overtime. We'll see you next week.